There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Hello, me again. This one has some F-bombs dropped in it and some very hard language. So you've been warned in advance if you're squeamish about that sort of thing. On to the game! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another random DOS game show. And before we begin, I have heard that this game has strong language. So if you're not a fan of that, some of the characters will probably be swearing. I will not. So let's get to it. Take 2. They're a recognizable name. Okay, so let's start a new game and see what happens. In Ripper. Well, I'm gonna have to mute this bit, because Don't Fear the Reaper is playing in the background. But, of note, did you just see that name that flashed up? Oh wow! So this is Christopher Walken. Oh, the hips keep coming. Christopher Walken is a famous actor. Burgess Meredith was in Rocky. And then John Rhys Davies has just been in everything from like Lord of the Rings to just about every fantasy thing you can imagine. So I guess this is a victim of Jack the Ripper or the Reaper. I mean, it's called Ripper, so I'm guessing young lady about to be murdered. Oh no! I'll probably stick on some music in the background of me talking over this. It looks heavily FMV based, but we'll see how we go. Hey, she made it safely. Oh, she's jangling her keys. That's a bad sign. And the lightning has illuminated the shadow of the killer. She definitely stuck the key in that lock, by the way. That totally happened. Oh, safe and sound. Nothing could possibly go wrong now. Okay, lingering shot of feet going up the stairs. This is all very cinematic. And yep, she's doomed. Yep. It's not actually going to show us her being killed though, is it? No, that's good.
My editor, Ben Dodds, called me at 3 a.m. to give me the news. It was a woman this time, the third victim. Of all the reporters in the city, the Ripper picked me to write to. I knew that another mad letter to the city was soon to come, and I would run it on the front page of the Virtual Herald. I would let the world know the Ripper had killed again.
So I actually had to use AI voice isolation in order to remove Don't Fear the Reaper from that opening bit.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
I hope you haven't eaten yet, Quinlan.
I mean, I have. Is that a Oh! Oh no.
Figured you'd get here sooner or later, Quinlan. You can't get enough of this story, can you?
I think everyone's had enough of this story, Magnata.
So, we are Quinlan. He doesn't look like the best of actors, I have to say, but let's head onward. In we go. Oh, look at that. We've got smooth animations as we turn around, and we've got a mouse-sensitive, minimal interface. So it is an FMV adventure game, like I was expecting based on the intro. And the twirling knife, hence the Ripper, Ripper blade, shows what we can do. Oh, look, there's a little menu, and it has a mouse over tooltip. That's pretty cool. So we got remote control. What does that do? Power, reset, master volume. Right, okay. We've got a world map, inventory, WAC, which presumably is for looking up case files and suspects and so on. We appear to be some sort of detective. Save game, restore game, options, help, quit. Right. Now, we could look at the bloodstained computer, you know, kind of meta, looking at a computer by using a computer. But let's have a look at good old... look at his getup. Oh, how much money did they pay this man? I mean, how much did Christopher Walken cost in the 90s? I mean...
Don't go taking any souvenirs, Quinlan.
Oh, cool. So, in addition to having, you know, full FMV sort of animations going on, we do actually have a series of questions we can ask the Chief here. Chief Magnota, sounds Italian-American, ask about the modus operandi.
Same MO as the others?
You got it. Look around you, asshole. If anything, this is more gruesome than the other two. Hell of a lot more splatter.
Splatter. Let's ask about the victim. Are you just gonna, like, call me things and swear at me every time I say something?
Who's the victim?
Name's Stein. Renee Stein. Age 43. Book editor over at Knopf.
Any connection to the other two?
Let's see. Estevez was a programmer. Mendler a dry cleaner. It'll take me 48 hours to run it down, but there's no connection here.
Okay. Any clues?
You have any clues?
No sign of forced entry, nothing's disturbed. 2 sets of prints. Hers and her mother's. The only thing not where it should be is this woman's insides.
But what about witnesses? I mean, this guy must have been a bloody mess, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's Greenwich Village. Somebody must have seen him.
As far as I know, he left us with 1 witness, and she's feeling a little fragmented at the moment. This guy is unfucking believable.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I knew it was coming. Also, worth noting is, even though he's hamming it up a bit, because it's just a computer game, it's not a real production, you know, he's still a far better actor than the Friends-style extra that we have here as our main character.
Why is her computer on, Magnata?
Well, looks like she was in a public library node. Well, let me ask you a question. You got any mail lately? Maybe a little something from your pen pal?
He writes after the fact, not before. You should know that, Magnata. I wouldn't hold out on you.
Of course not. You've been very good about sharing what you know with me and several million other people. I should have busted you when you ran that first letter without letting us know about it. All right, visiting hour's over. There's nothing here you haven't seen at the other murder sites except a few extra gallons of body fluids.
Well, you shouldn't be touching anything, should you, Magnata?
I guess this case has me rattled.
Oh. So, we get to do a bit of investigation now, but again, I want to point out, like, the lead character's acting, not great, and it's pretty clear to me that they brought in Christopher Walken, and it was mostly one takes, I think. They were just like, look, can you read this out for us? He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Let's have a look at this fridge. Or not.
Object scanned into database.
So that's that thing up there, is it? WAC. That scans objects into the database. And I don't know if we can do anything around here. It is a case of just mouse over. You have to just like look for clues and piece things together. And some of you will know already. My deductive reasoning skills are atrocious. So let's just move about a little bit. Who are you?
Cold Carl Stasiak. We gotta stop meeting like this.
Yes, Stasiak.
Carl!
Sorry, Quinlan. What'd you say?
Carl, stop being so creepy. Let's ask... See, the animation there isn't quite as fluid as Walken's. He's just nodding in and out, in and out. Any difference?
Is there any difference between this murder and the previous ones?
It was identical. Absolutely identical. It was a precision cut. A perfect line. And the way he empties out the body cavity. The way the organs are blown all around the room.
So it's the same killer?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the organs, they're completely cut to pieces. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's amazing.
Any clues to how it's done?
Don't ask me. You'd think I'd be used to seeing things like this by now. But I'm not. Whoever did this is beyond madness.
Oh.
It's pure evil.
But you're the unflappable forensics expert. You should know what's going on. What is that medallion? The 90s were a weird time. Any progress?
Any progress in the investigation?
Who knows? Trying to get anything out of Magnata is next to impossible. Besides, if he does have a lead, you sure as hell never share it. He might lose his bounty if he does that.
Well, you've been working with Magnata for years, Carl. What's your hunch?
Well, something's bugging him. Who am I to talk? I'm having nightmares about this. I've been a forensic photographer for 22 years, and nothing's ever got to me like this. Now I can't sleep.
No, you just need a vacation, that's all.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
Ask him if he has any idea.
Any idea what weapon he's using?
Take a look at this mess. It has to be something big. A sword or a machete or something. Just can't cut through all that bone and muscle with the dagger. And the strength it would take to make a cut like that, he must be an enormous man. You know Vic Farley?
Yeah, the pathologist over at the Medicock.
He knows a lot more about murder weapons than I do. You should talk to him.
Okay, we've done enough jaw-jacking. Let's have a look at the computer. And then we'll head over to the other person that they just mentioned. Oh, look at that interface. So, image filter sharpen. Huh. They were doing some sort of
Incoming
work
WAC transmission.
A WAC transmission? I guess we better click on that. Hey. Sup?
Quinlan here. Hey, Catherine.
Hey Jake, how are things there?
Well, it's very red.
Well, anything different this time?
Just the name, Catherine.
Listen Jake, something's come up here.
Something about the Ripper?
Might be nothing, I don't know, could be something big. Just wait for me at the newsroom and I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
Now talk to me, what's going on?
I have to go, trust me.
Who's in charge here?
Well, after last night I'd say that I am.
So all of a sudden you don't have to explain yourself to me?
Look, if you don't hear from me in an hour, just go to my apartment and wait for me there. You can hang out with my crystals.
Catherine! Shit.
Well, there seems to be some sort of prior relationship between him and his supposed superior then. Let's just exit out of here and go to the globe. So, we have the option of traveling to various places. Now we've got the murder scene there, which is where we're already at. Appears to be a sort of grid-based, futuristic kind of thing going on. So let's go to the newsroom. Hey.
What's going on, Ben? Did Catherine get a break in the Ripper story?
I don't know, Jake. I thought you were the lead reporter in the story.
Well, so did I. Do you know what she's up to?
She's your assistant. You tell me. She ran out of here like the place was on fire.
Did another letter from the Ripper come in?
No, you know he doesn't send them to anybody but you.
Then I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Catherine and I met on the
He
job.
does single finger typing.
Despite reminding myself that mixing love and work can get messy, it didn't take long for it to become more than a professional relationship.
Of course.
She was supposed to be my assistant, but she was beginning to act like it was her story. I only hoped that whatever lead she had, she wasn't in over her head.
Incoming WAC transmission. Source unknown.
Oh.
Dear boss, have you seen my work this morning yet? Your
Yes.
stories make the cops seem so confident. None of you know how I do it. You never will. You shouldn't let your girlfriend do your work for you. She is close to me, and I'm not laughing. She's my next job. She gets it today. The story's all yours. Yours truly, Ripper.
He's going after Catherine.
Catherine.
Quinlan, where you going?
I don't have time for you, budget Morgan Freeman.
Usually it takes an hour to cross that part of Manhattan. I did it in 20 minutes, propelled by kicking myself in the ass for letting Catherine go out alone. I was scared as hell when I got there, but everything looked okay in her apartment. Until Catherine showed up, that is.
Were her crystals okay?
Catherine, what is going on here?
She's
Catherine,
dead already.
What is it?
She's got a knife in her back.
What is wrong? What happened? What? No, Catherine.
There
Catherine.
we go.
No, Catherine. Fuck. Catherine, please, Catherine. Fuck!
Excuse me, that's very rude. Act 1.
The good news was Catherine wasn't dead. The bad news was that she was in a coma deeper than anyone thought possible. The ever-helpful Detective Magnata had her brought to the Tribeca Center for Cyber Studies, also known as the Metacog. Meanwhile, I stopped off at the police station to see a few sources and try to retrieve Catherine's portable whack. Hopefully, she'll have left me a message.
Do we get to talk to budget Morgan Freeman again? Here we go. Into the newsroom, I think. Is this the newsroom? Well, let's just head on into here. Hey there. Do you want to, like, act in front of me? You! Oh, taking away a no-good criminal.
Hey, Quinlan.
Guess this isn't the newsroom.
The Ripper strikes again. I guess we'll be seeing your work on the front page again. Another body and another byline.
You know, if you just catch this guy, Brandon, I could go back to writing the police blotter on page 12.
Sorry to hear about your partner. She was a nice girl. I liked her when she came around here.
She used to come down here?
Came down here all the time. She used to do your legwork.
She's still alive, dude.
Right. I can't do everything, can I?
Yeah, the more I look at this guy, the more he reminds me of Ross from Friends. Not this guy, our main protagonist, but with even less acting ability. So let's ask for clues.
What about the library? That was the last place Stein was seen alive.
Standard operating procedures to copy all libraries. C-space files, that kind of stuff.
Well, how can I get my hands on what they found?
Hell, Quinlan, it's a public library. We just copied the files. Everything's still there.
So this is a library. So why was some guy being taken away? Was he being ejected because he was too loud? At first I thought it was a newsroom, then I thought it was a police station, now it's a library. My powers of deduction are perfect for this game.
Forensics come up with anything yet?
Apparently this pathologist over at the Metacog, he's come up with this theory. He thinks that the Ripper may have been using nanomachines to do it. This is the hottest lead we got.
Nanomachines?
Yeah.
I totally know what they are. The blank look he gave there. Nanomachines.
I'll tell you, Lou. Magnata wasn't all too together at the murder site.
It's lucky for you.
No, I'm serious. There was this one strange thing.
Strange?
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that he intentionally destroyed a piece of evidence.
It won't be the first time.
Well, he's done it before?
Yeah, he hides it, he destroys it, he withholds it, you name it.
And this is common knowledge.
Yeah, he's like king shit at a bounty collecting and the chief gets a piece of it. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know how this place works.
Let's ask if good old Carl is about.
You know, Lou, I think it's time I bribe a photographer. Where's Stasiak?
He's in Wyoming.
Oh, come on, Brandon. He's the only guy I haven't really talked to. You never know what he might have picked up on.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. He picked up on too much. I'm not kidding with you. He went to Wyoming. The case was too much for him and he took a leave of absence.
Stasiak. Cold Carl Stasiak.
Yeah. Get this. After the Stein murder, his wife calls and says Carl needed a little vacation. So that was it. He just got up, no goodbyes, no nothing. He didn't even give me a call.
So we'll leave that. One critique I will make is while the animation is nice, it's gonna take you an absolute age to navigate anywhere. Unless you can skip the animation. I don't think you can. So that could be a problem. Let's see. Can we get over there? Let's go this way. Why? Who knows? Okay, apparently we're going the other way. Oh, that's the save game function. I didn't want that. And in fact, I think I'm going to stop here. And for those who are wondering, wait, why are you stopping here, Lawnie? It's only just begun. You're about to get to the evidence room. Well, the answer is because we've gone 20 minutes, folks. That's because Ripper is in that Phantasmagoria, category, where it's an FMV-heavy adventure game that's actually done quite well. It's got this futuristic cyberpunk detective theme. It's got some really big names. The acting, B-movie, a lot of it, a lot of the characters, but the plot is interesting. There seems to be this kind of Jack the Ripper copycat going around in this futuristic cityscape, murdering women and extorting the people they're married to or seeing. And it all looks pretty well put together. But at the same time, it's probably going to have the same downfalls as other FMV-heavy games, in that some of the navigation is going to be a bit clunky. There isn't actually a lot of playing that you're doing. It's almost like an interactive movie. So I recommend this one if you're into FMV adventure games, but if you find it a bit off-putting in terms of navigation, there's probably somebody who's uploaded it on YouTube. You can probably just watch it like a movie. I'm a sucker for adventure games, so this might be my bias showing, but I think Ripper's pretty well put together, and it should appeal to people who enjoy FMV heavy adventure games and detective games. And if you like me talking about random DOS games, I do it all the time. Feel free to take a look at hundreds of other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe. And if you can somehow solve the mystery of this Ripper murderer, you might be one of my intelligent and clever sleuthing patrons. Look at those names. They should really be working for the police. So yeah, Ripper. A surprisingly good, intriguing little mystery adventure game. Until next time.